This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First the headlines. A full-scale inquiry is taking place into the Mahara prison incident from several aspects. Over 12,000 persons in the northern and eastern provinces have been affected by the Buravi cyclonic storm. 5 more COVID deaths increased the death count to 129. Over 26,000 infections confirmed so far. Defence Ministry expenditure heads passed in Parliament. First batch of COVID vaccines arrives in UK. And those are the headlines. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohan said that statements have been recorded from 26 persons by the Criminal Investigations Department over the recent riot at Mahara prison. The CID had recorded statements from 8 doctors of the prison hospital, 2 male attendants, 10 prison officers, including the chief jailer, and 6 inmates who sustained injuries in the incident. The government has begun a multi-pronged inquiry into the violent clash at the Mahara prison that took the lives of 9 inmates and injured more than 70 others, including 2 prison officers. The Criminal Investigation Department, on the orders of the IGP and the Defence Secretary, has launched a full-scale inquiry, while Justice Minister Ali Sabri, PC, has also appointed a 5-member committee chaired by former High Court Judge Kusala Sarojini Veerawardena to investigate the incident. In addition, a committee headed by the Prison Reforms Ministry Secretary has also begun a probe. The Disaster Management Centre says 12,252 persons of 3,575 families in the northern and eastern provinces have been affected by the Buravi cyclonic storm. 1 person has gone missing in Chumnakam area, while 4 persons in Point Pedro have been injured. 15 houses in the Jaffna district have been totally damaged, and 173 houses in the northern province have been partially damaged. Meanwhile, Mana District Secretary Mrs. Nandini Stanley Dimel said that cooked meals are being supplied to the displaced families who are staying in safer places. The Director General of the Health Services says 5 more persons, including 1 woman who were infected with the COVID-19 virus, have passed away. New fatalities were reported from Kolonnawa, Colombo 2, Colombo 10 and Colombo 12 areas, according to the Department of Government Information. These deaths bring the total death count from COVID-19 to 129. One of the victims is a 56-year-old woman from Kolonna area. She had died on Saturday while receiving a treatment at the Colombo National Hospital. The cause of the death was cited as a heart disease and complications from the diabetes by the COVID-19 infection. An 89-year-old man living in Colombo 12 has died upon admission to Colombo National Hospital. The post-mortem examination confirmed that he had been suffering from COVID-19 infection, high blood pressure and brain hemorrhage. Another 85-year-old man from Colombo 10 has died upon admission to Colombo National Hospital. The cause of death was determined as complications from a bacterial infection. Meanwhile, a 71-year-old from Colombo 10 has died at home on Wednesday. He has suffered a heart attack caused by coronavirus infection. A 78-year-old resident in Colombo 2 fell victim to the virus yesterday while receiving treatment at the Colombo National Hospital. The cause of the death was cited as respiratory malfunctioning and COVID-19 pneumonia. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus Ladies Only, protecting you who drives our nation forward.
With more infections in COVID-19 figures observed yesterday, total infections confirmed in Sri Lanka surpassed the 26,000 mark. Department of Government Information confirmed that the country has confirmed a total of 627 new infections yesterday. Following the new surge, total infections registered by the Minuwangoda-Paligoda cluster have increased or reached to 22,488. Sri Lanka has recorded 26,038 infections since the first positive case was reported in March this year. The epidemiology unit's data revealed that 6,877 active cases are still under medical care. Meanwhile, total coronavirus recoveries reported in the country increased to 19,032 yesterday. The expenditure heads of the Ministry of Defence was passed in Parliament yesterday by a majority of 132 votes. 137 parliamentarians voted in favour, while 5 voted against. MPs Selvaraja Gajendra Kumar Ponnambalam, Selvam Adekalanathan, Govindan Karunakaran and Vino Nodarlingam voted against the third reading vote on the Ministry of Defence. The expenditure heads of the Ministry of Defence and the State Ministries of Internal Security, Home Affairs and Disaster Management were taken up for debate on day 10 of the committee stage debate of the 2021 budget. And that's local news.
Every morning, my drive is not just to work. I'm driving my nation's progress.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus Ladies Only, an exclusive motor insurance designed for you. Up to 75,000 rupees worth instant claim settlements within 3 working hours. Call and move facility, 24/7 roadside assistance, and accommodation cost reimbursements at an accident. Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus Ladies Only, protecting you who drives our nation forward.
Only from Sri Lanka Insurance.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Commissioner General of Examinations, Sanat Pujitha, says the results of the 2020 GCE Advanced Level Examination will be released in 4 months. Speaking at a media briefing at the Government Information Department yesterday, Pujitha said that paper marking has commenced in selected areas at present. He noted that the A-level exam results are issued within a 4-month period, adding that the conclusion of the exam paper marking commenced only on the 25th of November. The Commissioner General said paper marking is not being carried out within the Colombo, Kalathura, Gampaha and Kurunegala districts at present. And that's top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchlight, the Sri Lanka Public Health Inspectors Union has warned of environmental pollution if the public does not responsibly and correctly dispose the used face mask. Union Chairman Upul Rohan stressed that face masks were thrown on roads and pavements, giving rise to environmental pollution. He also called for an efficient disposal program to be introduced, as burning trash is not sustainable. And that's Watchlight. And moving on to world news headlines. First batch of the COVID vaccine arrives in UK. US intelligence chief says China is greatest threat to freedom. Biden to ask Americans to wear a mask for 100 days. And those are the headlines. The first consignment of the Pfizer BioNTech coronavirus vaccine has arrived in UK. It has been taken to a central hub at an undisclosed location and will now be distributed to hospital vaccination centres around the UK. The UK has ordered 40 million doses, enough to vaccinate 20 million people. England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer said that the first wave of the vaccinations could prevent up to 99% of the COVID-19 hospital admissions and deaths. The top US intelligence official says that China is the greatest threat to democracy and freedom since World War II. Writing in the Wall Street Journal, John Ratcliffe said China was growing its power by stealing US secrets and then replacing US firms in the market. The Trump administration has taken a hard line on China. US President-elect Joe Biden has said he will ask Americans to wear masks for the first 100 days in office to curtail the spread of the coronavirus. He told CNN he believed there would be a significant reduction in COVID-19 cases if every American wore a face mask. Mr. Biden also said he would order masks to be worn in all US government buildings. And that's world news. And moving on to development news, the project to convert the Meethotumula garbage dump to an urban park will be completed by 2023. Urban Development, Coast Conservation, Waste Disposal and Community Cleanliness State Minister Dr. Nalaka Godaheva told Parliament yesterday. The Urban Development Authority will have to attract investors to have the urban park up and running at an estimated 1.7 billion rupees project expense. And that's development news. And in sports, table leaders Jaffna Stallions will take on second-placed Colombo Kings in another Lanka Premier League match at MRICS Ambantotta today. With an unbeaten record so far, Jaffna Stallions is spearheaded by prolific all-rounder Tissera Pereira, who is in prime form both with bat and ball. He played a couple of matches, winning knocks when his team was in a spot of bother to rescue and guide them to victory. Tissera has been leading the Stallions from the front, which is a very positive sign for the franchise and also for the national team, which will be heading to a busy schedule commencing from dawn of next year. And that's sports news. And in business, Sierra Cables posted commendable results for the second quarter, registering a positive economic growth for the company and for the economy posting a group revenue of 2.2 billion rupees during the first half of 2020. With a net profit of 70 million rupees. The company yielded an 87 million rupees net profit during the first half, indicating a 8% year-on-year growth. During the second quarter, the group posted revenue of 1.5 billion rupees, indicating a considerable growth of 104% over the first quarter. And that's business news.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
National Savings Bank, in collaboration with one of its fully owned subsidiary, the Sri Lanka Savings Bank, has planned to introduce a special loan scheme to offer credit facilities under a low interest rate with a view to accelerating the development of a shrimp farming industries in Sri Lanka. The shrimp farming industry in Sri Lanka, which came into being around 30 years ago, could be identified as a higher value generating sector among the industries based on aquaculture in the country. And that's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, in the weather report, the Met Department says the cyclonic storm Buravi has weakened into a deep depression around 5:30 p.m. yesterday and located about 90 kilometers to the west-northwest of Mannar. It is moving further away from the country. Under influence of the cyclone Buravi, the sea areas of the coast extending from Puttalam to Mullaitivu via Mannar and Kankesenture will be rough or very rough further. Wind speed will be 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, and wind speed can increase up to 80 kilometers per hour at times over these sea areas. And that's weather report. And before we wind up this news, let's look at the main points once again. A full-scale inquiry is taking place into the Mahara prison incident from several aspects. Over 12,000 persons in the northern and eastern provinces have been affected by the Buravi cyclonic storm. 5 more COVID deaths increased the death count to 129, over 26,000 infections confirmed so far. Defence Ministry expenditure heads passed in Parliament.